Hi everyone. Jason from GSC. Um, Game Solution Center is a solution that MDA has supported and initiative by them, and we are managed by Nanyang Poly. I guess I see a lot of Nanyang Poly students here, and we are a center that provides rapid prototyping solutions. And we're Singapore-based, and we are always giving a more conducive environment to developers to be housed with us, so that you can get the best out of good community support. Meaning we help each other there, everyone. Now, a short intro of GSC and how we get onto Supremacy Engine and why we do that. Literally, what we are doing is we want to have a very fast-paced environment to get a good startup up to mark so that you can be on your own in a short time of like 8 months to 9 months. So what we do is we provide prototyping assistance. Now, we have spaces, we incubate the companies with us, but of course, we do not provide funding. That's a catch there. So you have space with us, we mentor you, we give you hardware, software, free rental. The only thing about what we have is more important is we have a business connect. What we do is we will connect you with a lot of publishers. We have a lot of contacts so that we'll help you talk to them, we'll link you up to them, and you have a better chance to talk to them. Okay? So that is on the business side. So our mission is basically to be a resource to everyone in Singapore. We also help our friends around the world to link up, so we don't stop helping everyone. Now, the number of studios in GSC since opening is 29 in total. Strategic partner, 27. Now we have events organized since opening, 44. Tomorrow there's another one happening at 10 a.m. At our center. If you are free, do drop by. The participant is gaining every single event, so 1,700, and it's still growing. Now, games launch within our center, 11, and we are going for more, which is 6 launching soon. Now, why Supremacy? Now, we have any programmers here? Programmers? Now, how many get pissed off by artists who don't give you the right size, right coordinates, right? You often get angry, right? Who hates them sometimes? Sometimes, right? Now, the reason why all this happen is because there is a workflow problem. So we identify all this workflow problem, and I brainstorm with my team. Now, my tech lead is sitting over there. We had a lot of brainstorming session, and we came up with a workflow that we think is best for everyone. But of course, it's not the best yet. The community can help us grow in future. We hope everybody's feedback when you adopt the engine will help. Now, why Supremacy Engine? It's a 2D grid-based engine for now, and we are hoping to grow into more framework and more robust kind of environment for rapid prototyping. Now, of course, you can get the full game out with your own capability. So we just want to have a good environment for you to speed up your process. So it's a turn-based strategy game engine for now. Of course, it's expandable to like match 3, hidden objects, and other genres. Okay, depends on the programmer. Now, the origins. MDA, Media Development Authority Singapore, funded the project because this is a research project that we wanted to embark on to ensure the community in Singapore can benefit from it. Now, of course, I guess a lot of people will be using a Unity engine, of course. Our center, we provide Unity engine because they are our partner, but anybody outside of Unity might not be able to tap on that. So we are coming out with this engine so that everybody in Singapore, for now, the local developers get to use it. Other than Singapore, we'll be doing that maybe later. But This is a sneak preview of the whole engine. Now, where can I get? GSC is the appointed manager of the Supremacy Engine. Of course, it was built with us. Now, why? Why Supremacy Engine? Now, it's to reduce workflow hassles. Most of the time, you have a lot like screaming at each other, and this speed up production with a set of great tools for PC and mobile games development. This is to ensure the flow goes faster, production will not be stopped. Okay, it's currently able to go multiplayer turn-based strategy, and it can be used for a lot of quick turnaround time prototyping. It comes with the source codes and some demo contents for you to start with. There's a template. Of course, if you're going to build a game using a template, everybody might be doing the same. So it depends on what you're doing. So you have to do the difference by coding it. Of course, the simple stuff, later I'll tell you how fast can you go. Now, the tools. We have a user interface editor. We have a level editor, particle editor, character editor, which we've been listening to local developers what they need. And I've seen quite a lot of people having problem with character compilation. So we came up with a character editor so that it's all in one. Later I'll show you how it does its work. It's pretty interesting. So we have a collaboration partner, NTU, provided us with one good AI editor. So it's a goodwill. They gave us the AI editor and it's working wonderful inside the game that we are doing. Okay, dialogue editor, which is in beta now. A lot of people will want to you code dialogues and it keep changing all the time. Painful, right? So what we do is we given the content producers the power to type and edit and put it back so that programmers won't be screaming at them. So you will know when you're in the SVN environment, you should know that the pain is always someone committing the wrong thing, right? So you break your build or the content doesn't update in time. So now content producers will be whole responsible about anything they update. So the dialog editor will be output as another file. So they just call the file. Now the components within the whole engine, there will be map generation, a very intuitive one. If you are handling very big map, the lag will be quite evident. This is the rendering of a whole big piece of map. So we have a good map generation system whereby you auto slice it into smaller pieces and render. So it doesn't lag. Turn mechanics also, turn-based mechanics, so you can work on how much different you want for a turn-based game. You can tweak along the way, right? Now, graphics animation also is involved within the game that you can optimize and use it for your game. Pathfinding, we have a pathfinding system, a UI system, component-based avatar system. Now, component-based avatar system is a very interesting one. Later, we'll show you how the character works. Network also, there's a network library within it. We'll explain also. Common game objects like trigger and spawn within in-game. Now, level designers always wanted, say, I want a spawner here, but I need to write. So I have to talk to my programmer. Painful, right? So we actually added a lot of things like triggers, spawners within it to showcase. And you can actually look at how to optimize your own spawn points and triggers, okay? And cinematics, of course, you can fix your own cinematics within a game, which is later on, I hope we can do even better with the dialogue editor. Currently, it's still beta, and we will keep updating. Once we launch it on our new Supremacy website, you will see more. And AI also, the AI will be upgraded as we go along. Now, Cocos 2DX is the external libraries that we have. How many Cocos users here? Anybody coded in Cocos 2DX? Okay, there's one. The rest are Unity. Whoa, okay. But Cocos 2DX external libraries are used. Lua, okay, RegNet too, okay, and of course ML library. Now, multiplayer server-based solution is what we have also. You can do your own multiplayer, easy to use toolset, porting also, multi-platform, you can port easily. Source codes, because the external library is on Cocos 2DX, so porting is very easy. So source code and example game for demo will be included, so you won't be looking blur all the time. And advisory and support from, of course, GSC in terms of technical advisors of the engine. I have my tech lead here, Yong Chun is in the midst, so later maybe you can talk to him. Okay, I'm going to talk about the UI editor. Now, it allows UI artists to be able to edit and design the interface without even bugging the programmer. The reason why is a lot of them always wanted an editor, but they couldn't get their hands on. Most of the time you have to give exact coordinate, right? To measure in Photoshop, you take the coordinates and write down maybe Excel sheet and then give it to your programmer. And sometimes it might not turn out even accurate because they do the wrong thing, if the younger ones. Now, features like layers, ability to add sprites, particles into the editor to allow even UI artists become magicians, okay? We will be showing some parts there to let you see how well you can do a main menu, even some transition in the menu, okay? Now, it's a WYSIWYG, what you see, what you get. And support UI elements like normal sprite, text label, text field button, of course, slider bar, right? Animated sprite is also possible. Of course, lighter ones, try not to do a heavy one on your main menu, it's going to go, frame rate will go crazy. So you will often need to handle script events. Just events, but the events can be gotten out from the programmer. So programmer can list down their events. You don't need to go back to and fro and keep asking for it. Because you put it inside the UI editor, you export it, the programmer will just call. That's how easy it is. Now, this is how it looks like. I have some video. I will show you how it looks like later. Now, the stuff that you're seeing here is exactly what we have in the editor. Later, I will have some video to show you. Now, level editor, other than the UI, we have the level editor. Now, ease of use for game designers, because sometimes when you start doing the level design, you need to code again, right? Especially trigger points. If you are doing an RPG, for example, you need to block off certain part. We allow you to block it off using painting, okay? Later I'll show you. You can shorten the workflow. You shorten the workflow. You do not need to really go and bug the artist for anything because they are all in the asset folder. You drag and drop, okay? That's how easy it is. You drag and drop even particles onto the level design. And you can resize any particles you want onto the map, okay? Game map creation, we have layering grids above map. You can create a sprite sheets template, okay? Define background music list. Now, you can even define a playlist. Now, you have 3-4 soft music running in the background to build up the mood or the ambience for your game. You can do that in our engine. You can have a playlist and loop it. Or just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and stop. It is possible. Now, create a unit template too within the level editor. Okay, so this is how it looks like. You see on the side here, they are all the assets in folders. It is not in the whole line whereby you scroll up and down just to find something. So when you drop it in the right folder, you'll never go wrong unless the artist didn't do a good job. Okay? Now, so particles editor. Now, a basic particle editor is within the whole engine itself. So we might develop it further, but if you look at some of the common ones that is out there, but we added some more extra stuff inside to make it more efficient in terms of like you are doing explosions and things like that, or you are doing some magical fairy dust and things like this. You can use it to do spins. Okay, within the particle editor, there's a lot of, you just have to play around and play with some small little graphics in order to optimize it. So if you had a chance to test it, we will show you some video too. So this one is the particle editor. Now, character editor, that's the one that I'm talking about. You allow the artists to use it as an animation tool when it comes to sprite management. A lot of other stuff that you guys do, you realize that when you're doing Coco stuff or the old days, you have to do sprite sheet, right? Now this one allow you to load it all into one place, output into one animation file. Meaning, you turn left, right, and 360, right? All the graphics is pre-rendered. For example, those RPG game. You can compile everything into one. Okay? So you can add sprite attributes, events, animation, duration can be added into that character editor. Okay? And of course, it supports the third-party tools like Zoptex for sprite sheet. Now, you can also export it. Now, multiple direction can be compiled into one, which is essential when it comes to deployment inside the level. It doesn't complicate stuff. So this is one. This is the editor. So you can actually, on the side, you can see events, and these are everything inside. All the PNG files compile into one animation file. So you don't have to call every single turn for 360. So you can go north, south, east, west, or northeast, northwest, in diagonal form. So turn-based and RPG will be can be used quite efficiently. Okay, and I can show you now the video. Okay, let's look at the level editor. Hold on, Okay, UI editor first. Okay, this is the UI editor. So whatever you have in the graphics, you can preset all your graphics. In the background, you can set your background inside. Now, normally what my team does is we'll set a background, demo background, so that they can follow. Of course, they don't load the whole thing and try to click it. It's a demo that I will usually do. I will leave it there so they know exactly what to do. So these are the things that you can add in. And you can give it a name, or of course, talk to the producer, your producer and programmers to set the exact asset names. You know, sometimes programmers say, I wanted this name, why do you do that? So if you've given them the exact one, they can type it in and put it right in. So there will be minimizing of problems in terms of execution. Okay? And you can adjust exactly where you want it inside there. Exactly where you want it. And even you can adjust a bit of a tweaking of sizes. If sometimes it's just 1-2 pixel off, you can adjust and stretch it a little bit or reduce it a little bit. But of course, once you do that, you will know the reduction will cost a little bit here and there on the memory. So you might want to redo it or just try it out first. Okay, for prototype, it's very good because it can speed up the speed to finish up the prototype just by tweaking minor tweaks. Okay, so things like this, the button state, in terms of PC base, you can have your button state by just clicking and acknowledging it. So that's one feature inside. And you can add whatever string or variable inside there, the events stuff, triggers, for a button to go to the next page, for example. Yeah. So you can have layers now. There's a Z order layer. You can set on Z order. And you can have particles behind it, overlay, either in front or back. You set your Z order, right? You can put behind this scarf, no, the cape, yes, the cape. So you can add some particles behind it to make it even more epic. So I'll just speed it up a bit so you can see better. Okay, the layers coming in, resizing, yes. can see the resizing. Okay, buttons added in, and of course, okay, so you can add in particles like this snow or flame. If you want fire, you can stack them up, but of course, do not spam. We tried doing some multiple fire range, and the whole thing just gave way. So you can test it out how much you can do your own optimizing. I would recommend not to stretch the particle too much, because once you start stretching, a lot of recalculation has to be done on the engine side. So if you have any problem, do try to talk to us. We can see how we can help you solve it. Okay, so that's the UI editor. I'm going to show you the level editor now. Okay, the level editor is also quite easy to use. I think the quality is a bit drop off, so yeah, roughly going to tell you. Now, on top, there will be able to show hex attribute. You can show the hex itself. And now, currently, it's a hex base. So you can also show the anchor point that you place for triggers and spawn. Now, we made that possible so that you can even scroll, just like the way you play your Warcraft, StarCraft. But of course, it cannot be compared to that. So this is a prototyping tool that you can use. So things like this, we have, you can be able to do like the cloud, animation of the cloud. You can ask the cloud to go diagonal. You set the X and Y axis, it can be done. Okay? And all these small little ones are the trigger points. Okay? This area, trigger points. So you can have all the attributes you can key in. So the programmer loves you because whatever you key in is according what he wants. And the animation coming in or the cloud that is moving is exactly what they want. So once it's saved as a level, you have really minimum work. You don't have to do the major bulk of the work. You can focus on more on maybe the gameplay programming. Okay? And of course, this is the particle that you can import in. Okay? You see that falcon that fly past, or eagle, is actually an animation that is compiled as an anim file. We have a anim file, the compilation from the character. So you can actually drop it in and let it fly. So it can go diagonal, it can go, you can compile a few and fly. So that, of course, we have some dragons, but I don't think it's inside here. Maybe behind you can get to see it. Okay, there is a lot of things that you can customize, including all this unit. Okay, in terms of unit attributes also you can customize. Like how much experience is your unit and things like this. Okay, they are all inside. And okay, let me see the stuff. Okay, these are the animated sprites that we are loading in. Okay, they are all by one file that you can in all different direction 360. So basically, if you are doing a small kind of a RPG game, this is quite interesting. That's all the trigger points that you can add in. Okay, spawn point, trigger points, and also you can paint the hex according to whatever you plan for the map. For example, if it's a mountain, you can paint a higher index so that you will not be able to walk past, or you walk slower like water. So you can paint on the hex. When you go past, it might be 2 turns instead of 1 turn. Like for example, it's a turn-based game. Okay? So you can set that on your hex. And the best thing we have is you do not need to quit your level editor. You can have a simulation mode of the actual game. Meaning you don't need to quit and press your exe. You can instantly see it in-game and stop the simulation and go back to work. Okay? It's instantly what you have just done appearing inside the simulation itself. Okay, so this is a bit of the simulation. Yeah, so the cinematic is included there. So the black is because of the fog of war. So the dragon flies in. So these are all cinematics you can set using the tools that we have. And the dragon flies off, and the dialogue from the dialogue editor. and these are all the in-game gameplay. So these are transitions. All these things can be done inside there. It will be easier that you try it out, you'll see better. Okay, so that's the level editor. Okay, character editor I will show you now. Okay, this is a character editor. Of course, it supports the third-party tools, so that you can do your sprite sheet properly, compile before you do anything else. So it's compiled, but you can compile in one row. So everything will be compiled here, and then you can bring it into the editor. Okay, I'm gonna speed up a bit so that you can see better. Here's a little bit. Anybody uses this before? Okay, I think you might have. No. Okay. So what we do is this is only a third-party tool, but inside the game you can load in your PNG files, and you can be compiled accordingly. And this is the idle state, yes. So it can be compiled now. You can see north, south, east, west, even on diagonal axis, northeast, northwest. They're all able to, and you can see all the animations can be done. If you're doing in Maya, you can pre-render them and bring it inside here. Okay, so that's what you can do. And over here is always the events. You can add in the events you want accordingly. We do add particles inside and music too. Sometimes when you hit something, you can call that file for cue, or hit. You can hit like the tong, those kind of sound. You can actually add in those special effects in for cue or shout, or being idle. You used to have this Warcraft thing where everyone would say, stop touching me, kind of thing. You can add things I remember that very well because I like to spam the button. It's like, stop talking to me, stop spamming, whatever. So that is what you see in a character editor. Now the last one is the particle editor. Now particle editor is quite straightforward. No rocket science that we did. We just had a minor tweak to it, so to let the whole thing look more holistic. There's gravity, and of course, there's another directional. You can change either on gravity kind of particle or directional, depending on what's your need. You tweak accordingly. Okay, there's a lot to play around, but I think even my interns who are using it, within a day they already master how to do it. Okay, it's just that what kind of animation or what kind of particles that you need to talk to the producer. The producer can tell you a better deal on how to work on it. Okay, so of course, if your producer has some problem on how to make even a better particle or any other artist, feel free to email me. I'll see what can help. The support is just not on tech-wise. Sometimes if you have any problem, you can always talk to us, email us, or the file, then we can tweak for you and show you. If not, you can always visit us in GSC. We always be there for you. Okay? So you can play around with some of the destination and source. Now this one is quite interesting. So you get a lot of effects by playing around with it. Okay, this is another one. So of course, depending on how much you want to manage on maximum particles. I tried doing too much of maximum particles sometime because of certain particles that lagging the whole game. You might want to reconsider doing an alternative way. Okay, smaller particles grouped together. Okay, if you have one big one, it might sometimes lag. So it's not like 100% will be good. So you have to do a lot of trial and error. Okay, so I'm going to show you a trailer of what we have been doing. Hold on, sound. It's a turn-based game that we have built during the whole engine's progress for 1 year. We have been working on this for 1 year. So we came up with a demo called Dragon Lord. It's by Camelot Hobbies. Gotta thank them to sponsor the IP for us to work on it. So of course, a lot of the UI stuff you see, they are all done in the UI editor. Then the linking is just the linking for transition is done by the programmers. Yeah. Yeah. So that's Dragon Lord. Is the demo that we have. So it comes with it. The minor demo is not the full game. So you'll get a small part of the game to work on it. So you have a reference to do. Okay. Okay. So that's the end of my presentation. I hope I'm not too fast. Okay. Any questions in particular to the engine? You can actually ask me or my tech lead now.